Our friend Donna Reynolds is back, and she's helping us out with ways to celebrate the Kentucky Derby, which is next weekend. And even if you're not a fan of the race or you don't have a horse in the race, it's still a reason to party. And that's what we're talking about. Maybe having a get-together, being creative, celebrating it.
Exactly. It's a fun time. It's fun. You can do adult only, or if you have children that tag along.
Yes.
That's always fun too. You can set up a hat decorating section for friends that maybe don't have a hat, or kids who might want to have, decorate their own hats. You can bring out your ribbon, your old flowers, pins. Like I have a bunch of my great-grandmother's brooches that I have that are just, rhinestones, but they can spruce up a hat really well.
And that's a big part of the event is the style.
Exactly.
Right? The pageantry.
Yeah.
That's even more so it kind of shines over the race that happens because the race is over pretty fast.
Yeah, but the outfits.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So it's kind of a reason to have fun. So I see here, obviously, you have a ton of different hats, and I like the ideas that you're getting creative. Some things are traditional, but then you have other things that are not. Like the ribbon down here with like Dr. Seuss characters, like the kids would love to decorate that.
Right, so even if you have boys, like they like to decorate and do crafts, so bring out your bucket hats, that they have, or their beach hats, and you can put ribbon on them, you can put pins on them, you can get markers, whatever you like to do, just be creative, and of course bring out the glitter because that will last forever in your house. And I also just pulled off this was on my wreath for my front door. It was probably my last segment that I did, but I just pulled it off, and people get crazy, so put it on your hat.
And that's one of the things that you do all the time. You're really creative. Find what's around you. You don't have to buy a lot of this stuff. Go into a closet, go into storage. In your case, you pulled this off a wreath on your door.
I'm headed out the door, I'm like, oh, that'll work.
But that's a big part of it, because again, you want to have fun, but you don't necessarily have to buy or overly plan.
Yeah, you don't have to spend a lot of money to have a fun time.
Exactly. Now, one thing that helps, I feel like with a lot of people that have a fun time, are beverages. And that's a big part of the race as well. It's a social scene.
Exactly. So, everybody knows the Derby with mint juleps, and you can get your silver or your bronze, like mint julep cups, if you like. You can use, at the Derby, they actually have these little Tom Collins glasses that they make theirs in. But if you don't have those, certainly you can use a plain glass. You can get these at Goodwill, for $1. And if you want, get some pins and some markers and decorate them, like you can do what you want. I have your ice there that you need for your mint julep, your mint, and of course your bourbon. They also have a really fun drink that I like the best. It's called Oak Lily, which is for the Friday race, which is running of the lilies, and Saturday is running for the roses. So it's more of a woman drink, I guess, a softer drink. It's
And what's in that?
It's got like cranberry juice, a little triple sec, some vodka. It's a little bit of a lighter, you can sip more all day.
Yeah, well, it sounds good too when it's warmer outside.
It's fresh, refreshing.
Exactly, that's something like that. Now, what about cuisine? What would you recommend if you have a little get-together, maybe by the pool or just in the kitchen?
I like to do kind of like a high tea, kind of like finger sandwiches, pimento cheese, maybe some cucumber sandwiches. My husband, he's planning on making wings this year. Just kind of little pick food. Maybe a really pretty charcuterie board would be great. Just something easy. You can just buy it all at the store too. You don't have to make it.
And again, it's kind of like a call to action. So even if you're not into the Kentucky Derby, it's just a reason to have fun and celebrate.
Exactly.
Do you recommend, or do you know off the top of your head, like any games or anything to do to get the conversation going?
Well, you could always do your own betting if you want. You could get some little scorecards and do your own betting. I think you probably can go online and get that from the Derby, which I think would be fun.
Yeah.
You can make your own placards with your horse that you want.
One of the things I was thinking too, the names of the horses are really creative. So you could have a whole list on, is it a real name of a horse or not a real name of the horse?
Right.
And then maybe if you get it wrong, you have a drink of the cocktail that you like.
There you go.
I'm just spitballing ideas here.
That's right. That's all we do here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can do that, or we love to pick just the horses by the name. Like, I like that name, I'm picking it.
Yeah. You could look at the odds and, the training and all that stuff, but is that what it's about?
That's right. And we do have people that come that do that. They're like, I'm betting, and they know how to bet online and all that stuff. So we have those are our bookies, per se. And, but, it was fun when we went. We did learn how to do the betting process, and
So to
that was interesting.
recap, we started with like, how to get the kids involved.
Right.
Then we evolved to cocktails, and then you talked about a bookie. So all in all, it's what we look for in a segment here on River City Live.
Yeah, Donna's always good for something.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. All right, I
Sorry,
think on
guys.
that note, we kind of said everything that needed to be said here.
And more.
Yeah, exactly. So this will be online, rivercitylivetv.com to learn more. Donna, it's always a pleasure to have you on and get some creative ideas.
Well, thank you. It's always so fun.
Always a good time. Stick around, more to come right after this.